Yeah. Okay, you can get going, Tammy.
Thank you. Okay, everybody. It's late on a Thursday night. Welcome to the Executive Committee of Manhattan Community Board 1. My name is Tammy Meltzer. I'm the chair. It is 8:08. We're going to start this meeting off and we're going to go like lightning. We will be doing the budget things and then we will go into executive session when we are done with budget. So let's try and zip through budget as we can to be as complete and quick. When we go into executive session, that is where confidential information is done. We will stop the recording. We will unfortunately ask anybody who's in the attendee section who is not a board member to leave and then come back. I will say, Lucian, Ushma, and Ushma, I don't think I got your last name right. If you can move her over, that would be fantastic because she is a brand new board member as of this week. All right. Ushma Pandya. Did I get it right? And you can unmute yourself. I know you're on a phone. It might be a little harder. Well, you will meet her at the full board meeting. We'll give her a moment to say hello to the board. She is a brand new board member.
Hi,
Hey,
sorry.
that's okay. Welcome. Nice to have you. Thank you so much. So this is our executive committee, and you may have seen her in the attendee section during the week, kind of trying to get her feet wet, so they say. But she will be joining, and I believe I have this correct, the Environmental Protection Committee, as well as Waterfront Parks and Cultural. I think we worked that out today. So we're trying to get her up to speed as quick as possible and get everybody onboarded. All right, so welcome. All righty, Lucian, let's hit the budget.
Sure thing. Just making sure we have quorum. Let me get that budget document up.
Yep. Okay, I think we will go through this as quick as we can. When and if there are things that you have forgotten between when we take the vote tonight for the final submission for budget and full board, please put it in writing and send it to us, and we can add it as for the full board and highlight what was added. Okay, Lucian, you want to share that document and just roll through?
Yeah, I just have to turn off my other screen. It was giving me a little bit of trouble. Looks like I've got everything I need here. So let me go ahead and get the right sharing going. Okay, so earlier I shared a link with the members of the executive committee. I will place that same link in the chat for all of our guests to also view on their own computers. This will allow you to sort along with everybody, but you can do it on your own in case you want to explore while we're looking at something else. This is a different view from what you were seeing on the other site. I have everything grouped and filtered so you can see everything that resulted from the conversations that have happened thus far as I am aware of them. So I need the chairs to pipe in whenever they see something that is out of sorts. We have 2 items to make sure are added from this land use meeting that has just concluded. So don't let this meeting finish without those being added in. So the way that this works, and I'll go through this as quickly as possible, is that based on the recommendations that we received, the strategy this year is that clearly there are some budget items. Okay, and I need to just quick look at the participants. If you're not speaking, I need people to mute. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. So there are some items which have been with multiple years. The feedback that we've gotten from OMB and the agency as this, please contact the agency for this. we're taking that to mean that this could be easily done or more easily achieved if you write a letter requesting this thing. So we may just need to find a different route to getting some item, because even though it is technically a budgetary item, like for example, a stoplight or a stop sign, actually the way you kind of invoke that is asking for a warrant study. So there's some of those which are kind of have been holding space in our budget and have never been fulfilled, where now we should be calling some of those items that are quite stale, marking them down for a different type of follow-up, whether it's correspondence and or resolutions, calling for our elected officials to help, and allowing for other budget items to be plugged in. So we're not forgetting these other requests. We're just going to have to attempt other ways to get them, instead of having them take up space. OMB has asked us to, all boards for years, to have a much narrower number of items. Every year we're working towards that goal. Every year our count is less. However, we're not going to get to that magic number anytime soon, unless we really start moving more quickly. But that being said, I don't think it's the end of the world. So here's the categories. I've marked the items you see in green. You see exec review modified. That means I've slightly modified them to try to get them to be accepted as a budget request. They've been rejected, saying that this requires a study. So instead of asking for a program, we ask for a study to make a program possible. Things like that. So those I've gone ahead and done when the response is as such. Some things are exec review unmodified, things where I think that it's not as easy to turn into a program, but I know that there's going to be significant hesitancy to modify in any way. So I've left those. And then you'll see some of the ideas and other requests from other committees that have been added. These are purely new, and some which I need to have real feedback from the exec committee to move forward, a yes or a no on. And that's this list here, question for exec. So does anyone have any questions about these categories? My recommendation is that we start with questions for exec, then move to added, and then if you all have the energy for it, we can go through some of these other categories. But I have a feeling like you all will generally be okay. There's only modifications are either I've changed the agency because the result was you have the wrong agency, or this should be a study. How does everyone feel about that? I'm not hearing anything, so I'm
not
gonna.
hearing anything, and I'm not. Oh, I don't see any hands up.
For me.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start here at the top for questions for exec. It'll go through expense and then capital, and then it'll go to continue support. So let's go ahead and launch into questions for exec. These are really items that existed and just could either go away or stay. Let's see. Okay, so this one's for provide funding to Governor Healthcare. The response was the community board should contact the responsible agency regarding this request. It was Health and Hospitals Corporation. I'm not sure, what other agency it could possibly be. So I wanted to poll you all to see if there's a better fit that we could change this to. Otherwise, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. Am I wrong that this is an HCC hospital? Is it run by the state? Is there some other?
It's run by the city.
Okay, so I'm not sure why we're getting this response from them.
So let's. My suggestion, if the board is okay with it, if the committee would be to change the wording to fund either upgrades, updates, technological improvements, outreach, but to qualify and quantify some more funding versus just general funding. And I mean, obviously, if Francis or Pat are here, that falls usually in their committee. So would love to hear your thought on that.
Okay, well, we have Pat here, but not Francis. So, Pat, do you have any thoughts?
Truthfully, I don't.
Okay.
Think
So,
fine.
would we just say like study expansion of capacity for Gouverneur Healthcare? Are we? Do you want to be a little bit more like surgical? Is that kind of
That works for me. Anything we can do to expand opportunities downtown, especially considering congestion pricing, would be a good thing.
It has nothing to do with the catchment for that hospital, does it? No.
No.
Okay. So then, no, I'm fine.
okay? So
Can
moving
I ask
along.
if, was there a specific need that prompted this to be included in the first place? Perhaps we could get more specific about what that need was so that we could try to get this approved.
2021. So this is a couple years old, and one in the past year they said it's already been funded. So it's kind of all over the board. Partially approved. So I don't know if it what the original impetus was to put this on.
Do you want to remove it for a year? We'll do some investigation, then put it back on.
Yeah, because I don't even remember why it was put on there.
I think that makes real sense because
It
this
might have
doesn't
been-
make any sense. You don't really know what you're asking for. And let's find out, do a little research.
It
Let's
might have been a Mariama thing, but I don't even remember it.
So let's have them come in and let's have them talk to us. Let's have a presentation in Q1 of 2023 and figure out what we need to do to advocate for them. Okay?
Yeah.
Keep going.
All right. Keep going.
Okay, here we go. Study locations for cargo bike parking throughout the district.
Fine.
This requires further study. So we updated. I think did we update it to say study? I don't know. It didn't seem like they were looking to do this. This may just need to be.
We should
a
put it
letter.
we should put it in line though with what Mark the borough president put out for last mile delivery and cargo stations. So as long as we align it with where he's going, which fits what we were talking about and fits our request and desire to have it also within the LMCR project.
And this may not be a budget issue. It may just be talk to the agencies.
Okay.
So let's do that. So Betty Rosa and I have already, committed to building out a spreadsheet of all the ones that were changed for, swapped out for like letter writing. So Tammy, we'll present you with a full master list of ones that were removed and that could be letters or resolutions.
Love that.
Okay. Okay, curbside regulation study, audit of curbside parking regulations to maximize curb space for a variety of other uses other than agency parking. They said to contact the responsible agency for this request. The question is, what should we do with it? That could be a letter.
All right.
What agency would be responsible for it?
Well, I mean, it just could be that I don't know, that it could just be like a different tack. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm being a little facetious because
Right.
that's one where everybody treats it like a football, and
Oh, it's a total hot potato.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's you know what, that could take 5 letters. Let's just send them all. I mean, we have enough resolutions on it. It's just welcome to Mayor Adams. Let's get rid of every placard out there.
Okay. Placard study. Conduct a study on how placards are used by government workers in Lower Manhattan. The study should take placard abuse into account.
I'd say audit and requirements, and then put that in. What did they tell us? No, I'd be surprised.
I don't have the. We didn't. I didn't that's not coded in for this one.
All right, let's just leave that and let's just make it stronger. We want tighten the guidelines and do a full audit in light of overwhelming congestion.
Okay.
Actually, I would consider deleting it. My hand is up, but sorry. Given that the street blog did a very in detail count, they had an intern look at specifically the placards around City Hall in that area for the whole summer and came up with very specific numbers of what they found and on what streets they were. And we have lots of things that can be extrapolated from.
It doesn't make a difference, Betty. They still need to tighten the regulations. For the life of me, I have no idea why an actuarial would need a parking space and other things. They need to tighten the guidelines, and Streets Blog is Streets Blog. It's not a city agency.
Sure, but this is conducting a study about how they're used. That's not saying setting up who needs them or justifying why they need them, which is the issue of thinning them out. But in fact, there's a bill and Lincoln Ressler put in to cancel all of them.
I wouldn't say no to that, me personally, but
Well, I was
okay.
gonna say, and I don't know that we didn't pass a resolution on that, but I'll look at it again. So I still don't know that this is the best way to go about getting anything, but
I wouldn't want to leave it. I wouldn't want to take it away. It's been a problem in Lower Manhattan as long as I've lived here.
Okay. Moving on then. Next one is the historic street grid. I haven't put a name title on this. Multiple reports and calls have been made for it to make FIDI's historic street grid more pedestrian focused while addressing the need to modernize curb management, deliveries, trash, school safety, multimodal transportation, etc., in order to effectively coordinate the many DOT, DDC, EDC, and other projects in FIDI, so they all contribute towards a shared vision for the neighborhood could and needs to be a project to convene a meeting of different NYC agencies along with representatives from Manhattan CB1 and other stakeholders is needed to develop that shared vision to develop a neighborhood street plan.
What'd the agency say?
This is new.
Okay, leave it be.
Okay.
Is it possible to make this larger so we can see it?
I could try.
There.
There
Thank
you go. Nice
you.
job.
Thank you.
Okay. I mean, yeah. All right. If everyone's okay with it, let's make it added. All right. Sorry, I need this just to do this. Okay. So, study the opening of the Manhattan anchorage of the. I have something in the way. The Brooklyn Bridge from South Street to Park Row for public use, including the land blocks and the vault interiors, exterior spaces for passive and active recreation, interior spaces for NYPL, Brooklyn Bridge Museum, community hub, and comfort stations.
Well, this is a project that the community board supports and we've done resolutions on, so we should keep it in.
Okay.
Agreed. Let's go to the next one.
All right. Study land use and zoning to better match current future neighborhood needs. Allocate funds for staff to determine impact of conceptual zoning district proposals and revise current zoning regulations for CB1 to better reflect deliver city services, infrastructure investment to match growth of residents. This is one that we got to kick back. So this may be something that would be a letter.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, because I think it's also, while we're asking for an allocation for funding, it's really aimed at the bigger issue, and it's a policy issue. So I think it could come out.
I'm sorry, you said you think it can?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, assign additional uniformed officers, increase of personnel of the first precinct for quality of life issues such as bus enforcement, including double-decker tour buses, street vendors, crime, traffic enforcement, noise related to disruptive bars, blah, blah, blah. And the NCO philosophy is widely seen as a very successful attempt to address these issues, and more NCOs should be established for more numerous smaller sectors within the first precinct. And then it just says the funding for this request cannot be determined at this time,
Okay.
which is not, it's not deadly, but I just want to make sure this is something that you want and this is the form that
Is
you
this
want
where
it.
we would add that we need some sort of control for the Holland Tunnel traffic?
No, that's a separate one.
Okay, thank you.
I don't. Keep going. Just keep going.
Okay, so we're gonna keep that one as is.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Expand DOHMH Race to Justice program to all city agencies. Provide the necessary funding to hire and maintain sufficient trainers and program designers for the Race to Justice program to propagate the teachings of this program across all city agencies and make all trainings online. This one,
That one
We got
should
the-
come out because there's a ballot initiative on it.
okay. And that could also be a letter.
There's a ballot initiative that we learned about today at the borough board on this, which I'll share information as soon as I get it.
Okay, this is the same one except it's for like community-based organizations.
Mhm.
So I'll do the same. Enhanced fire EMS response. Just so we got the community board should contact the reasonable agency. I don't know who they're referring to. Conduct an audit or study to ensure that specific locations on streets that are generally under the jurisdiction of Battery Park City Authority can be identified by a caller or improved fire EMS response. And we sent it to fire who manages EMS. So I don't know what needs to change for this to be.
Maybe that's actually technology. It's not FDNY. Maybe it's the technology integration that's the issue
Just, like,
there.
do it then.
Yeah, let's try do it.
Okay, let's say OTI. OTI. Okay, I just need to make a note. I'm sorry. Okay,
Next.
here we go. Same. So I'll just do the same thing.
Yep.
All right, just stand by. Building environmental scores support, fund an education support program to assist buildings in the interpretation of their environmental score and options to reach compliance. Didn't get a kickback, but nothing happened. I don't know if this needs to be sharpened or what.
If it didn't get a kickback and we got no response, let's just sharpen it a little bit, which we don't need to do here. We can make a note to do that later and let's move on. As long as we're not making a substantive change.
Okay, reconstruct or upgrade a park or amenity. Reconstruct, build a conversation and a park office in the Battery. My question to you all is this part of the LMCR scope of work?
It is not. It is for the staff and the workers. We should check with Wari. I believe it was funded.
Okay. Well, I'm going to unmodify it, and then if it needs to, by Tuesday, we can change it.
You got it.
Dwayne Park expansion. How do we have this here?
Wait, sorry, I just remembered something from a prior meeting. It was actually, they proposed actually building out that entire parking lot area and working on that building right next to it. And we were concerned about what that parking area was going to look like. Does anybody remember?
The parking area, like with the walls.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were not so excited about that. And then that whole area with the comfort station and all of that. I believe we got a whole presentation on that. So does that mean that it was funded?
I think it was. I
Agent-
have it in the back of my head. I don't know if Alice or Paul or Andrew remembers, but I kind of have a feeling it was funded.
I don't understand what the comfort station has to do with upgrading and building facilities like playgrounds and athletic fields.
Well, it's reconstruct and upgrade a park amenity, and those are just the playground and athletic fields are just two examples. But I don't think it's limited to those.
Well, let's check back with Wari and then tweak when we get there.
Okay. Dwayne Park expansion. The question here is, was this funded already? And if so, I can make this continued support.
It was not funded. They don't know where
Okay.
it is. They
Okay.
have
I think they may be getting some member item money, but they're raising a lot of their own money, I believe.
Okay. I'll keep it here until we know that they're fully funded.
They are not. They're only halfway there.
Okay.
I spoke with them. today.
Okay, so this one is create a new world-class public park in a BIPOC and economically diverse neighborhood that has only 20% of the existing city median of open space, yet is overburdened by civic infrastructure. The Brooklyn Bridge, FDR Drive, and many street closures in the Civic Center security zone. Renovating the mugging stair would create economic revitalization by bringing significant majority of 19,000 daily pedestrians crossing the bridge down to street to spend money in our adjacent under traffic neighborhoods, resulting in 3,000, creating a new landmark park. So I think, is this just focused on the stairwell?
Stairwell
You
and
should combine this with the other item that we talked about for creating a big park from South Street to Park Row.
It is the only reason, it's the entirety of the park. And the only reason I separated this out as this was because this was going to go to the mayor's office instead of going to DOT or parks or EDC or whatever, or DEP. So that's why it's worded this way. And it includes the entirety of the scope because I wanted it to go to the mayor's office. But you guys tell me.
I don't know if we could get it to the mayor's office, but Lucian, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I could change the designation to, I mean, they have like a section for mayor's office, which is kind of like a catch-all, for like mayor's office of blank, because they don't, I have to spell it out. We'd have to say like which mayor's office, right? Or do you say like the office, the executive chamber of the mayor? But if it's about the specific stairwell, I would send it to DOT if it's their stairwell.
Why is it called the mugging stair?
Sorry, I call it the mugging stair because it absolutely looks like the place where you will.
But
get-
I don't think that should be in the document.
Oh, sorry, that's what I call it. I've been calling it that for 2 years. That's my
It's
own sort of,
called
yes.
something else.
You could call it the pedestrian access stair
Yeah.
from Park Row to the walkway.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
probably had to narrow that down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I think just for this, it's we don't usually put the justification in, but we just say this is what needs to be funded. But I'll keep that language there in case there's a spot. I'm trying to remember if there's a spot for it. But I would say this is because it's DOT's asset, unless you think that EDC would fund that for some reason. It's my guess would be DOT.
I think that the tourism and economic development benefit might lend this particular, the stair section and the landing to EDC, but
Okay.
Uh,
we
but
can
it-
always,
the
we can always
DOT
take a shot at it.
Okay.
Okay, is everyone okay with that? I will improve this. Let me just, not improve, but I will make sure that's correct. Okay, hold on.
Thank you all.
Pedestrian crossing improvements on Pearl Street. Pedestrians need to cross both streets and on ramps, off ramps to the FDR Brooklyn Bridge to travel north south on Pearl Street. Some of the pedestrian crossings beneath are unmarked, signaling can be unclear. Okay, this is my recommendation that this could be a letter asking for traffic control device.
done.
Okay. Finn Square expansion. The rub here is that this is marked as capital. I think that this is just asking for, well, it's unclear what they're asking for. Just replacement of the sidewalk. Are they looking to make it like an actual park, like fountain, water feature, comfort station? Because there's another item for fix the sidewalks of Finn Square, and this one's for an expansion of Finn Square. They're both on our budget list. So, in what ways do they differ? And do we want both?
Can you combine them?
Well, then it would just be Thin Square expansion and drop the request to fix the sidewalks around Thin Square.
Let's do that. Let's make it one.
Can it just
Okay,
say
so-
repairs and expansion?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just assumed that it would be like they would fix the broken sidewalk, but it's not clear what expansion means.
Let's
And
just
so-
say repair and expand.
Yeah, I did reach out to them. I haven't heard back yet.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. Okay. School safety. This is about expanding the thing to across Edgar Street, but I wasn't sure kind of where we were with that because they
Oh, I-
came to us and we told them to wait.
Yeah, I can speak to that. We're not anywhere with closing Edgar Street yet. So now we do have this, thank you, Christopher Marte. We do have, and everybody here that helped to get us the traffic enforcement officer, but we do not have any additional sidewalk space on Edgar. And that is what the principal would like.
And as we all know, I am totally against closing Edgar, so I still haven't heard what's going on.
We'll take that offline with you, not over
That's
this.
fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
I agree, though. I don't think it's resolved as an issue.
Correct.
So should we hold off on that for now?
No, it needs to stay there because
Okay.
it needs to stay.
Okay.
That's like just
Okay. Understood.
trucks and
Uh,
plowing kids. It's not good.
Okay, so now I'm going to move to the next set. We're making great time, everyone. Brooklyn Bridge, stormwater capture. Did I go through every single one of these already? Let's see. Let me make sure. Oh, fund a stormwater retention planter study underneath all rainwater scuppers, the Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Anchorage. That one seems so.
That's part of LMCR, isn't it?
Is it Brooklyn? Is it part of LMCR?
No, it is not part of LMCR. It's part of one of the things we would like to do with Brooklyn Bridge Manhattan, but it's not part of LMCR as far as I know.
Okay. Then let's leave that in there and make sure that we know that. So when the agency kicks back and says this is part of either LMCR or the Brooklyn Bridge Esplanade project, we know not to say, sorry, that's not right.
Okay. Here's another one that's new. As a community district with 10 historic districts and a history of problems with our cobblestone streets, it is important that historic streetscape design guidelines be developed so there is clarity and predictability regarding building and maintaining historic streets. Effective intervention requires a holistic approach to address the special design needs and context of historic streets. The requested street design guidelines, policies, and processes must also address the current problems and accessibility and safety for all users in our district. The case-by-case remedies currently used have been unsatisfactory for both aesthetics and cyclist and pedestrian safety.
Please add that one. That's my vote.
Let's go. Keep it. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Keep going. Okay. This is another Brooklyn Bridge related one. Provide financial support for the design and engineering to convert, return the areas underneath the Manhattan Anchorage of the Brooklyn Bridge from parking staging space to.
Just keep going. Absolutely.
Okay. Study the opening of the Manhattan Anchorage, the Brooklyn Bridge for public use. I think we did that one already.
Yes.
Okay. The recreation area beneath the FDR is shielded from naturally occurring rainfall. A power wash and spray down of surfaces, including seating and exercise equipment, is needed bi-weekly or at least monthly in order to remove dust, bird droppings, litter, and other detritus from accumulating in areas that are dedicated for active and passive recreation.
Letter.
Letter?
Yes. I mean,
I'm with Paul.
Okay.
Get your pencil ready, man.
Okay, here's another new one.
Mhm.
Additional funding of up to 1.5 million to add to the 500,000 that was already allocated in order to expand the scope of the study, the implementation of a pilot for which is framed by the DOT as pedestrian priority, the financial district bordered by Broadway, Brooklyn Bridge, Water Street, and State Street, to address safety, street safety, sanitation, freight delivery, and crowding issues that have been noted in CB1 resolutions and by numerous other groups, including in the Make Way for Lower Manhattan Initiative and report.
Keep going, yes.
Okay. Everyone's okay. Supply necessary funds to complete the HVAC replacement work at the downtown community center at 120 Warren Street.
Leave it be. Let's go. Yep.
Okay. This one we did. Okay. That's all the added. That's all the added ones.
Lucian, do we
Yeah.
need
Call the question.
hold on a second, Paul. We've been hearing from IPN for months about the problems that they have with the HVACs at BMCC. Do we need to put in here for CUNY for BMCC?
Yeah, the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll
Fund.
say fund parapet or fund enclosure of CUNY BMCC pool house HVAC roof system.
Exactly.
All right. Did
Awesome.
it just go in? Okay, it's in there somewhere. It just
Okay.
sorted it. Okay, so that's everything. It should be 89 now, right?
Let's call the question. I second what Paul said.
Okay, all right. Hold on, wait. I gotta pull up my vote sheet. All right. You guys are moving quickly. Hold on.
Dude, you were away. We
have-
learned how to do this, man. We're rolling these days. Come on.
I have but one monitor. All right. I'm ready.
All right.
Go ahead, Tammy.
Call in the vote. It's going to be an affirmation. So if I don't hear anything, please, everybody get your camera on if you're voting. Ushma, if you've got your camera, you've got to have it on. Rosa, you've got to have it on. Vicky, you've got to have it on. I'm doing camera checks because you must have a camera on to vote.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Jason. Thank you, Rosa. Ushma, thank you very much. Welcome. All righty. Let's roll. So I'm going to assume everybody's a yay. If you're not a yay, then I'll call you next. Are there any abstentions? Any recusals? Any noes? Motion passes unanimously. Awesome.
All right, everyone.
Very good.
Exactly. Alrighty, so here we're going to go into executive session for our next portion. So I need to kick Demilly out, Cora out, Detta out, please. The only people left should be full board members.
All right, so everyone, I'm locking this webinar so nobody can sign on. Once all the all the attendees are gone, they cannot sign them back on yet. And I'm just make sure. Okay, so I'm going to pause the recording now.
And pass the.
What else do we have?
Okay, so that
Okay.
is the end of our executive session. We have returned back to regular. Thank you, Lucian, very much for returning. We are in great shape. We have passed a resolution, and I will unanimously, and I will get that to you. Maybe tomorrow, if not by Monday.
Can you all just do the vote for the record?
Yes, it was a unanimous vote.
Okay.
There were no abstentions, no recusals, and no objections.
Okay.
Okay. With that noted, Lucian, we do need to reach out to PACE, NYU, and Metropolitan College and see if we can talk to them about potentially doing a internship as well, having a dialogue of what that would look like with them. Okay. So that
Okay.
that was right now though we're good with going with what the information we have with BMCC, and we'll present that in personnel next week. If anybody is interested, please join us. On that note, it is 8:56. My goal is always to be done with all committee meetings if we can before 9,
I have a
because
question.
go Pat.
No. Did Mariama reach out to you today at all? Because I didn't, and Lucian, I didn't get a chance to speak to her. I don't know if she's away yet. She needed you to write a letter about the fact that we're running out of funds, that the health program is going to run out of funds. And do you know about this? You've heard about this?
I think that it is something we need to do a vote on, unfortunately. What we're trying to do, Lucian and I need to look through and see what resolutions we already have. If we don't have a resolution on the 9/11 funding, then we're going to need to do a vote, which we can do as new business at the full board meeting.
Right, but you won't have a resolution on this because they did not anticipate this. They spent more money than they budgeted for. And so
Right.
by 2024, they will be out of the money they already budgeted for. They need additional, I think it was $3 billion.
So let's get that going into a new business for the full board meeting, because that affects all of us, and we can take it as a vote there. It's I would call that non-controversial, good business going forward.
So how do we handle this? I don't know if she's got, do you remember when she was leaving?
Not a clue, but I'm happy to text her or call her.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll reach out
If
to-
she's in a really nice warm climate, maybe I'll go there to talk to her.
Yeah, I think we should both. Well, I can, I guess, but let's see, taking your son to celebrate his
Patrick knows where I'll be this weekend, freezing my tail off. All right.
birthday. All right, so then
can-
tomorrow, let's have a chat.
Yep.
Okay.
Full board is in person, right?
So here's the thing. And your co-chair, Andrew Zelter, was under the idea that with the monkeypox emergency extension, we do not need to be in person. We understood that we needed to be in person after tomorrow. So we're going to reach out to the borough president's office tomorrow and see what legal tells us.
Sorry, Tammy. I kind of sent you a screenshot
Yep.
that only had the first name. That was actually from Andrew Chang.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I always just
So yeah,
So-
you just said Andrew. I'm sorry.
Oh, awesome. So then does that mean through the 26th we can be virtual?
That's right.
When's the full board meeting?
25th.
Woo! So,
Right.
I mean, what is executive committee make a decision? I don't care. I'm happy to see you all in person. I'm happy to do it by Zoom.
Do it by Zoom.
Zoom.
WebEx.
By Zoom.
please.
Oh, WebEx.
easier.
Okay. So,
Zoom,
Lucian-
WebEx, whatever.
okay. So we're on for, okay. We'll go WebEx. That's awesome. And I did also on Borough Board this morning, I am going to give one committee report. Sorry. I did ask the Borough President's office to check and see if we could get a Zoom license, because we're the only board without one, because we went online before everybody else and we forged a path. So I did ask if they are going to do a Zoom license, if we can look at that and potentially come off WebEx. We'll see what happens. And then there was a major thing about a ballot initiatives. I knew nothing about that. We got some information, and then to know that there will be compulsory board training sessions in November for community board members, which is good to know.
Old and young, old and young, old and new,
Old and new, required, and so we will get that out.
in person or Zoom.
I'm assuming Zoom. I have no
I hope
idea
so,
yet.
because once again, they're like, asking people to do things that they may not. Anyway,
Yeah,
preach
yeah.
to the choir.
I don't know yet, so we will find out. But the ballot initiatives were on a city motto, racial justice, and true cost of living measurements. And we asked for the slides for that as well to distribute. And with that, I'm closing the.
Well,
Yes.
also, just one other thing to let you know that nothing was really accomplished about the crossing guards. I mean, did you expect anything to be accomplished?
Hope springs eternal. That's why I wear rose-colored glasses. Let's talk to Lucian tomorrow.
We'll
All right.
talk tomorrow.
Okay. All right. I'm
Nine
turning off the
oh one.
recording then.
Good night, everybody.